Welcome back to Scale Auto Guys Workbench. Today we're working on this 1974 AMC Gremlin X, the mini muscle car by AMT. This is a 3-in-1 kit, so you can build it stock, street, or drag. Comes with the 4-barrel carburetor, headers, racing slicks, all kinds of nice stuff. Or you can build it straight stock if that's what you want to do. Look at the parts count on the back here. This is a 2021 issue of this kit. I'm sure that this isn't the first issue of it. I'm sure it's been repopped several times. But for a repop, it doesn't look all that bad. There are some mold lines and a little bit of flash to clean up, but overall it's in pretty decent shape. When they say mini muscle car, they're not kidding. That thing is tiny. But I remember when these things were still being produced, they always looked a little odd to me, but if you had the right engine set up in it, they were pretty fast. Well, here's your chassis, and there's quite a bit of detail on that. That should paint up pretty nice. Next up is your interior tub. It does have some carpet detail to it, but the door panels are a little light. They still can be painted up pretty nice, but they're a little on the light side. On the first parts tree, oh, the dreaded catalytic converter. Wait, that didn't come out till 75. Why they got a catalytic converter in a 74 car? I'll have to research that. That's interesting. Anyway, gives you two different intake manifolds, a 2-barrel and a 4-barrel, depending on whether or not you're going to be doing stock or drag or just a custom. Next parts tree. Oh, it's got the dreaded plastic axles. No, wait. I thought I saw metal ones in the bag. I might be wrong, but that's what those look like. Rear springs, firewall. Next parts tree. You can put these in place of the windows on the back, or you put the windows in there. Then it has another intake manifold for, looks like a dual quad setup. A hood with a molded in hood scoop that's open. Custom steering wheel. Next parts tree is your stock hood. Some engine parts. That's your engine block, because your transmission's on that other parts tree. Okay, it looks like it only gives you the one engine block, so you have to use that one to build up the two different versions. Here's your interior parts, your seats, and your dash. Ooh, that's got a little bit of flash on it. It needs to be cleaned up. Let's put this one over here. And here's your rear suspension and your exhaust options. There's the headers, or you can do a stock exhaust system. Ooh, let me move this over so you guys can see it. It came with two different sets of springs for the rear. You can jack it up in the rear, or you can have it on as a stock height. And it gives you two different sets of shocks. Obviously, the drag ones are going to be a little longer. In this bag, I thought I saw metal axles when I pulled this out. Gives you two metal axles. Here's your Racemaster hollow slicks, or 4 Goodyear solid rubber tires. This side's labeled. Oh, both sides are labeled. That's cool. All right. Next up is your chrome tree. Comes with stock steely wheels. Those are kind of deep dish too. It's kind of nice. Or Krager Super Sports. I like Krager Super Sports. I might have to put those on. It's a small parts tree, but it's nice. Oh, it gives you some lake pipes too as an option. Those probably come with, attached to the headers. Makes sense. Makes sense. Didn't think about that. No wheel backs on this kit. The axles go straight into the wheels, the rims, however you want to call it. Well, I did see some wheel backs though. Okay. I'll have to wait and see how this thing goes together. Next up, well, they give you some options here. Your clear glass, blue tinted glass, your choice, and then your taillights. Blue tinted glass. I don't think I've seen blue tinted glass on a model kit before. I'm sure that there's plenty out there. I just don't recall ever seeing any. It's unusual. Okay, next up, decal sheet. It has your stock stripes, white or black. Or if you're going to do the big Gremlin X on the back, they give you black and red on those. That's kind of neat. Gives you some license plates. I'm not seeing any dash gauge decals, but okay. Oh, some of you guys may remember it, but maybe you don't. Remember when they did the Gremlin in the Levi edition? Remember how Levi's got into that, where the seats on the inside were made out of denim material, or what looked like denim material? They called them the Levi edition. I remember those. That's kind of cool. And last up is your dinky direction sheet. Looks pretty simple, straightforward. I do like those Krager Super Sports, but I also like the stock wheels. I'm going to have to really think about this. I already have a color in mind for this car, but I'm going to have to wait and see. I'm not going to reveal it yet. I'm going to have to wait and see how it comes out. And you, in turn, are going to have to wait and see how it turns out. Okay. Well, let's get started on this. As usual, some pre-assemblies to do, and some flash cleanup and that kind of thing, and we'll get over to the paint booth and get some primer laid down. So I'll see you there. All right, fellas, I'm getting ready to assemble this engine, and I cannot find a definitive answer to what color this engine should be. Now, I've seen a lot of pictures online when I did a Google search. A lot of them came back red. But there was even more that came back as a kind of a turquoise color. So, I also saw some pictures of them that were various shades of blue. It's hard to research these when people have gone through and rebuilt their cars. They don't get the engine colors right. They don't do their research, but they will restore their car and paint the engine whatever color they want to paint it. So even, AMC, of course, has been defunct for many, many, many years. So to try to get correct information directly from them is difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. So I guess with this, I'm just going to go with the majority. The majority is the turquoise. The red looks good, but I want to make sure I'm getting it as correct as I can. So, like I said, the majority was turquoise, so this engine color is going to go that way. So let's get painting. Alright fellas, now that we're taking a break to let some paint dry, I wanted to make a little shop card announcement here. I got this in the mail the other day from Manny's Scale Modeling. Why don't you go over there and take a look at what he's got. He's got some really good builds there. And thanks Manny for the wonderful words on the back. You can look at his website here and his YouTube channel. Give him some thumbs up, show him some love. He's got some great stuff going on there. And tell him that Kevin over at Scale Auto Guys Workbench sent you. Alright, let's get back to the Gremlin. Okay, fellas, while you weren't looking, I went ahead and got most of the sub-assemblies done and the interior finished up. I decided to go with a two-tone paint job. Well, actually a three-tone paint job. The floor one color. The seats are two different colors. And then I got the dash in there. I don't know how well you can see that. Now I know the colors looked a little streaked, but I wanted it that way to give it kind of a textured look, if you will. I went with the lifted springs, lifted rear end. I tried the stock springs, and that actually made the axle sit lower in the back than it did in the front. And if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that I don't like that squatted rear end look. So I went with the lifted rear end, and you'll see that on the turntable. I still have to do a little bit more work on the body with the paint, and so let me get on that. And once we get that done, I got to do some foiling and do the trim work and stuff like that. So let's get back over to the paint booth and get this body finished up. It's bare metal foil time. This car here, according to all the research pictures that I've located, the foil on this is going to be real fast. It's just around the window frame. There's none on the side. Of course, I could probably just put some on that drip rail. There isn't really any on the back window, but I could maybe put a little around there anyway. And that's it. That's it on the foil. There's no other surfaces. Maybe I could put some down here just to give it a little bit of a dress up, but that's it. So let's get started. Okay, fellas, I went a little overboard with the foil, as usual. But I got around the windshield. Like I said, I was going to put some up around that drip rail. I did that. Bottom of the body. And on the back here, I went ahead and put some not only around the back window, but even inside the taillight as a reflector for the red lenses that are going to go in there. I did around the gas cap and, you know, other little things. That was more than what I was planning on doing, but I figured I'm here, I'm doing it, I might as well do it, you know, do all of it. So that's it. Okay, so now we got to get on to putting in the glass and doing the final assemblies. And let me get set up for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, as I showed you on the intro, it gives you two different glass pieces. You can go with the clear or the blue. You know, if this was a smoke tint instead of blue, I would have went with the smoke tint, especially on the side windows and the back window. It's not smoke tint, so I'm going to go with the clear. And yeah, I wish it would have been a smoke tint instead. Oop, there we go. And of course, here's the taillight lenses that I showed you before. I'll be putting those in just a little bit. And put all my tools away. Oh, slippery. I don't even know why I did that. There's the rear one. I don't like tearing the glass off. It usually ends up with a big mess on the edge, like that one kinda is. And the side glass is going to be interesting to put in, I think. There's that. We can set that aside. Interesting enough, this kit does not come with the clear headlights either. The headlights are chrome, and I looked at them on the chrome tree, and I thought, these things just look fake and terrible. So, as usual, when I have the opportunity, I go with the gemstones, and that's what I'm going to be doing with this as well. You can pick up the gemstones at, I get mine at Joann Fabrics. They have them over by the jewelry making supplies, and they're not very expensive. I think I paid $3 for a sheet of them. One time over at Walmart, I caught a big tub of them, multiple sizes, in the clearance aisle at the Walmart. I think I paid, I want to say $4 or $5 for this ginormous tub. I'll give you a little hint. They're right there in that corner. There must be, oh, I don't know, maybe 1,000 of those in there. There's a lot. The only thing that I don't like about that particular tub of those gemstones is those have to be glued in, which is fine, but I kind of prefer the peel and stick. That front glass looks almost the same as the back glass. Almost. Well, not quite, but almost. Whoa, that just popped right in place too. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. We'll just slide that up. Get that flush like that. Now this is a little bit big. I usually like to get them flush along the cowl there, and then that way there it doesn't interfere with the interior tub when you put it in. And of course, got to go with the Mod Podge. This stuff is fantastic. Got another bottle of it around here somewhere. This one's almost gone. So we'll start at the top. Whoa. Started coming out before I was really ready. I got a big ball of it there. There we go. Okay. I like to start at the top because then I have the glue in place. So if I bump it a little bit on the, when I put it down the bottom of the glass, it's not going to move so much. Now with this stuff, you don't need a whole bunch. I usually put about a 1/2 inch strip in there, and unless you're going to be like putting weight on the glass after you get the car assembled, that should be plenty of glue to hold that. Now this has got a little lip to it, so that should fit pretty nice in here. Yeah, there it goes. That little lip goes right in that groove at the top of the window there, and that holds that in place. So we can get a little dab of Mod Podge in there. And this is going to be a little trickier because that glue hasn't set yet. I didn't want to tilt that body up too much. Now I'm going to have to wait on the side glass because that's going to require me to tilt the body and things like that, and I want to make sure that this glue has had a chance to cure a little bit before I do anything kind of drastic like that, because I don't want the glass falling out. So I'm going to pause here for right now, and I'll be back with the final. Welcome back to the final on this 1974 AMC Gremlin X by AMT. This was a tribute build for a family member that had a Gremlin many years ago. I wanted to get this build as close as I could to her Gremlin, but with working with a 40-plus-year-old memory of this car, I think I got it pretty close to her actual car. This was an easy build and was fun to do. The kit was pretty much flawless with only minimal issues that needed to be addressed throughout the build. The body was straight and there wasn't any noticeable warp or twist in the entire kit, which is kind of surprising because it's an AMT. The paint itself was a custom mix of folk art solid bronze, antique copper, and a drop or two of deco art glorious gold, just to kind of give it the kind of a goldish copperish kind of tone, I guess. I got it pretty close to the, I believe it's called Camel, what AMC called Camel for 1974. I got it pretty close to that. Just, you know, when you look at the color charts on the computer, they're not always perfect, so I got it as close as I could get to that actual color. The interior itself was I did it in a two-tone with Krylon almond spray, and the trim was done with deco art soft suede. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. If you have any questions or comments, please write those in the comments section below, and I'll be happy to respond as soon as possible. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, and if you'd like to send me an email, feel free to drop me a line at scaleautoguy@gmail.com. And if you want more videos like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching Scale Auto Guy's Workbench, and I'll see you on the next build.